My name is Karen Harold and my practice is Wise Transition. A couple months ago, I was at my co-working space for the holiday luncheon, and we were talking, and there was a woman there who has a great job. I really like it. She created this. She used to be a high school health teacher, and she has now created a practice where she helps families as the parents are talking to their kids about sex. I'm like, what a great needed service, right? So we were sitting around talking, and she suggested that, we share stories. And I have a great story that I want to share with you tonight that I was reminded of. Marcel has already heard this story. But I want to set the stage. I was with my daughter who was in the 8th grade, and we were in the car, which parents will know car time is great because you're not looking at each other. So lots of things get talked about that normally wouldn't. This car was a little Ford Aspire. They call it that because it aspires to be a real car. Small. And the reason I got it is because it was the cheapest car I could get new that would fit 5 people, and it barely fit 5 people. We did it. We got 5 people in there. Anyway, we're in this little car by each other. It's in the afternoon. I'm driving. We're talking. And we start talking about the schedule, my schedule for the next day. And I'm like, I can't pick you up from your normal thing. I'll have to find someone else because I have my annual exam. Now let me remind you, she was in the 8th grade, which meant that the previous year in 7th grade, she had been in health for the whole year. And she says, yeah, I'm not ever gonna do that annual exam thing. And I said, well, if you want birth control, you will. She gets this look on her face. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about that whole birth control thing. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, well, you and Dad 4 times? And I'm a little confused. And I go, 4? And she goes, well, your wedding night, we got that one for free because we had 3 kids.
Oh, God.
And I said, honey, married people have sex on a regular basis. Now, I was setting her up for success in this department. I didn't want to talk about reality. So, married people have sex on a regular basis, like every week. And she rips off her seatbelt, throws herself in the back seat, and was going, no, not on the other side of the wall from where I sleep, you and Dad. And I'm in the front, and I'm crying, but not really successful, and not laughing. And I get really mean, and I say, honey, Nana and Papa are married too. And she's like, no, not Nana and Papa, no!
Oh my God. That's great.
It was hilarious. So you might wonder why I am sharing this story tonight, other than the fact that it is pretty funny. I would like to ask you to imagine yourself in her place. And all of a sudden, the way that you understand the world has just been ripped away from you. It's a little disorienting, right? Has everybody experienced that? Whoa, how does that feel? And you start to say, okay, if that's not true, what else isn't true?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the first step of transition.
Wow.
Where there's something either external or internal that makes you begin to question, what in my world have I assumed is true? Have I built my world around that really isn't true? And if that's not true, what else isn't true? And what can I then do? So we think about this person who has gone to work on Friday and found out that, oh, it's the last day. There's a cutback, you've been laid off. All of a sudden, they're thinking, wow, I thought I had a job. I thought I could pay the bills. I thought I was important to the company. I thought that they valued me. I thought that I was going to be there for the rest of my life. All of those things may or may not be true. But this one change draws us into questioning so many different things. And we can either choose to look at this and say, if that's not true, what else isn't true? Or we can say, if that's not true, what else isn't true? And take the step of opening a door just a little bit and saying, I could do a lot of other things now because I have an opportunity, an invitation to step into this transition and to recreate my life, my image of myself in a way that has purpose, meaning, and value. And so if this is interesting to you, I would invite you to go to my website, wisetransition.com. I have a lot of information about transition on there, some great videos where I talk about the 4 stages, and you can find out more about it. You also could give me a call or contact me to set up an appointment. I have a free 30-minute consultation where we talk about what's going on in your life. And I focus on giving a lot of value during those 30 minutes, so that might be enough for you. Or you might decide, no, there's a lot more that I can do and that I can question and that I can create if I have somebody working with me. And I can actually make this transition be a wise transition. So Karen at wisetransition.com.
Very
Thank you.
good.